All right. Swadee Kap. Swadee Ton Chao. Good morning. Hello, everybody from Bangkok, from the cock. We're here in Bangkok. Yes, we are. And we are in the middle of another lockdown, or where we're just getting ready to start the lockdown, rather. Starts Monday. Wow, let's get right into it, I guess. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We got, I believe Chucky's going to come in. I believe Pattaya Bob might come in. Maybe Soy Dog, not sure. We'll see. Now, it is raining out right now. It was just pouring really heavily a few minutes ago, but it's rather cool. 81 degrees here in Bangkok, high of 84. So it's going to be a cool day today. However, humidity is 89%. The feel like temperature is 90 degrees. Chance of rain, well, it's drizzling right now, but it's 60%. Wind east-southeast, 7 miles an hour. And the air quality index, which has been quite good lately, 37. The Thai baht gained a little from yesterday. It's now 32.52, which is not too bad, but I think most expats would like to see it go over 33. We wanted it to go over 32. Now we got 32. We want it to go over 33. So that's where we stand with the weather. You know, it's always hot. It rains a lot, but when it rains, it only rains for a short period of time. That's Thailand in a nutshell. Um, Before I get started, remember to, let's see here. Can I do this here? What was the word of the day? Let's see here. Oh, what did I do? Caress that like button. I was going to use titillate, but it sounded a little overly sexual. Caress that like button and remember to subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Yeah, click that like button. That would be nice. Or click it at the end of the stream or whatever, however you want to do it. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment in the chat. Join in the chat. Don't be shy. Or if you are shy or you just don't feel like leaving a comment in the chat, you can always leave a comment in the comment section after the stream. And you can also share this stream. This stream will not be a members. Huh? Oh, somebody came in here. That must be, oh, that's the Soy Dog Cowboy. Wow. All right. So he's here. Good. I'll be with you in a minute there, Mr. Cowboy. Let's see. What else was I going to say? I don't know. What do we have here? Topics of the day. Of course, the lockdown. That's the big topic. And the restrictions. You know, we've had it before here in the beginning, and it's not terrible, but it's not a good trend. It's a nasty trend. The numbers are getting worse daily. Today, the numbers just came out a short time ago. 9,326 new infections, 91 COVID-related deaths, which is the all-time high. Yesterday was slightly lower, 72 deaths. Only 192 of these came from Thai prisons. And there was a doctor who wanted to remain anonymous who said that he believes the actual numbers are 3 to 4 times higher than what is being stated publicly, because a lot of people just don't go to the doctor. They don't go to the hospital. They hear there are no beds and they don't even want to go. So they just risk it and take their chances. And so there's a lot of people who are just not going in to get tested or going into the hospital. I will say this. My wife was supposed to have an appointment for next month. And yesterday, somehow, one of her colleagues found out that where someone was getting their shot, that they had some extra shots available, extra doses available. So her and her co-workers went in and they all got vaccinated. So now they have the AstraZeneca. And what my wife was saying is that a lot of the Thais are getting the AstraZeneca and a lot of the foreigners are getting the Sinovac. So they're saving the, I'm not going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. All right. I don't want to get that negative. Not that quickly, at least. What else do we got here? We got a lot of things going on, but yeah, those numbers are increasing drastically. Just if you remember, just a couple of weeks ago, every day it was like 2,000 maybe, and maybe 20 deaths or something like that. So now it's going up quite a bit. We're going to talk about whether or not to come over here. We're going to talk about some things that happened in Phuket and also in Pattaya, and how it does seem that the governments around the world, they are just using this. They're using this to the full extent that they can. And that's not a good trend either. But let me bring in, we've got Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy. Without further ado, let us bring him in. See if I can do this the right way here. There you go. That's it. All right.
There you are. Can you hear me?
Mr. Cowboy, loud and clear.
Terrific. Good.
Fellow bald man, semi-bald man.
I know. Well, it's not much I'm doing
what
about
are you going
that.
to do? So. Hey, after a while, you just, like, for me, I just go, hey, you know what? I look better without the hair than with it. So I might as well just shave it
Well,
off.
yeah. I mean, look, if I could grow a big, thick head of hair, I would, but that's
Yeah.
not in the card. So this is a better way.
Yeah.
And
So how's your
you know,
eye? How's your medical issues?
I'm falling apart this year. The eye is. I had a follow up a couple of days ago, and the good news is there's no new tears in the retina. And the bad news is I still have a lot of got allergies. I still have a lot of debris, as they like to put it, in the eye, which is really all those floaters from when you get the tear in the retina. It gives you slight little hemorrhages, and so that causes a lot of floaters. So it's very hard for me to really see clearly out of it. But that's going to clear up. It's going to take some time, but it should clear up. The only thing I really care about is preventing a retinal detachment. And that's, why I go so often to follow up to make sure that, there's no new tears, because a tear is what leads to the detachment. So that's the good news for that. And then
bad news is you won't be coming to Thailand anytime soon.
I don't think so. I mean, regardless, that's not what the issue is for coming to Thailand, frankly. If everything was back to normal, I would be coming to Thailand. But, you can come to Thailand. These lockdowns, they're intermittent, they're annoying, of course, but if you're not trying to travel all over the country, which I don't really do that much anymore because I've done that. You can live there. You'll find things to do, and you can enjoy it. But just this confluence of things that are happening between my own health, which I'm going to be taking care of another issue in the fall, which is a minor procedure for my heart. And I said, you know what, with all that's going on with Thailand right now, they're well behind on vaccinations. I feel they will there. They want to, but it might make more sense to, at the very least, let me wait until January of this. If it's January, maybe I'll come for 3 months. And then the following fall of 2022, I'm going to go get a tissue and blow my nose for a second.
I wouldn't, honestly. I mean, Longhorns is here. And the one thing is that both you and he are the kind of people who will come here. You come here, and, well, it would be nice to go out once in a while. For the most part, as long as you get to go out and get your meal, you get to hang out. Maybe you call a girl over or something. You have a little bit of fun. You do your thing. You go to the beach or whatever. You go visit with some friends and, have a drink at their place or something like that. Well, then that's enough. I mean, like for me, listen, I just don't like to know, hey, I can't really go out unless I want to have to deal with some issues with possibly the police or getting from one area to another. Now, right now, what they're recommending is that you stay at home, and that during the curfew, which I think is 9 to 4, you don't go out at all.
Yeah, but I don't understand that, actually. It's funny. I was reading the restrictions, and there's two schools of thought to lockdowns, which really is either you do it, you lock it down, sort of like what the Chinese did in Wuhan when it first kind of happened, and you weren't allowed out, period. If you're only locking down from 9 p.m. to like 6 a.m. or whatever it is, but people are still crowding around during the day, I'm not sure how that really helps that much.
Well, they're not supposed to be crowding around. You're not supposed to gather more than 5 people in any group of people should not be more than 5 people. All right, so we got somebody else. We got Pattaya Bob, and I believe we probably got Chucky in here as well.
Okay.
Yes, you guys, I will bring you on in a moment, but I'm looking for something right now.
Look, I feel for, it's funny. I feel like the United States is really coming out of this dilemma. You know, we're in New York, for example, we're at a 70% vaccination rate right now. And that's really great. So pretty much every restriction is lifted. And I feel that Thailand is sort of where we were, 8 months ago. And I feel for them. I feel it's like it's really rough.
I mean, it ain't fun. It's not fun knowing if you want to go somewhere, it's a huge pain in the ass to go there. There's 10 provinces where there are restrictions on unnecessary travel. You can't travel between provinces unless you are deemed to be doing something that's extremely necessary. It's essential. Malls and beauty clinics, spas, massage shops will be closed, although in the malls, the groceries will be open.
Right.
Massage parlors, spas, that kind of thing, they're all shut, and 5 provinces in the area are going to be shut. It says here gatherings are 10 to 5 people. And the government also, now they are discouraging interprovincial travel. It's not saying that it's mandatory, but
Right.
they can pretty much do what they want. If they want to make your life difficult, they can. And so, it is what it is. You just gotta roll with the punches.
And I think that
we've done
exactly
this before, but I'll tell you what, it's getting old, and I think people are worn out from this. And in Phuket, let me bring on Pattaya Bob and also Chucky. Although this might be a free fall here. Let's see here. There we go.
Doesn't it look like snow for a second there? It looked like I thought that was snow on the beach.
He's trying to get his
camera set. No, there you go.
All right, we're looking at the beach from view from his condo. Just keep the thing steady there, Bobby. Chucky, how you doing?
Excellent.
Chuck, good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Hello, Pattaya Bob. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you loud and clear. Keep that camera steady there.
It's really difficult. This is a 600 millimeter lens.
But don't you have a tripod?
No, not for this use, because I have to be close to it, and it has to be close to the laptop, right?
Oh, you mean
it's all right.
The laptop or whatever.
Yeah.
You do what you can.
It's fine.
We try to be extremely professional here, but sometimes we don't.
Hey, you're getting almost no action here on a 600 millimeter. That's pretty good.
No, it looks pretty good. It looks okay.
I don't want to bitch. I don't want to bitch. I'm not going to bitch.
Bill Carey actually has an interesting question. He goes, "What about 90-day reporting during the lockdown?"
Report.
Yeah, I would imagine you still do, just because everything's open during the day, right?
Well, you don't have to go.
It's not even that. You can report online, you can report through the mail, or you can go in, or you can use an agent, however you want to do it, but you still have to do it. And I know because I did it. Now, granted, the lockdown hadn't occurred yet. However, they haven't said, all lockdowns, the lockdowns mean that you don't have to do your 90-day reports. This whole time you've had to do a 90-day report. You have not had to stop it. So it's just, you can't get around it. Going to have checkpoints, yes. That's the issue is, and there are some things about when you're traveling from province to province, they can't be everywhere. And so sometimes they don't have all the roads blocked. And like the smart taxi drivers and the people who drive regularly, they know like where the police are and where they aren't.
But again, try and do your best not to travel. You want to do your part, I think.
There's no reason right now for people to travel unless, there's something that is vital for their life.
Correct.
They want to get back home to their family or something like that. And so they don't want to be stuck. Okay, I understand that. It's a one-time thing. You cross over and you're in. But like to travel and come here now, like I said, if somebody like you or somebody like Longhorns who basically, shacks up most of the time. Maybe goes out, every other night or something like that, and goes and gets a meal, has a couple of drinks. Maybe they meet up with a chick or something. You can still meet up with a chick if you're careful.
I wouldn't.
And so,
I gotta be honest. I wouldn't even do that. The fact is that
well, that's
the country,
I don't know about Longhorns.
the country is struggling right now, and I think you have to do what you have to do to help that out. Which brings it to an interesting thing, which I'm sure you have seen, Scott and Pattaya Bob as well. But the viral video from the Taco Bell in Pattaya.
I'm going to talk about that. I am going to talk
All right.
about that in a
So
few minutes.
talk about not doing your part. I mean, goddamn, I wish he wasn't American.
Let's get into that now, because that is something that I wanted to talk about. Chuck, I don't remember you. Did you see that, Chuck?
No, I haven't seen it.
And
Tell me what
Bob,
happened.
at the Taco Bell that you went to?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
He was there while I was there.
Really?
Yeah, what a
Happened
jerk
when you
off.
were there?
I thought they were going to kill each other.
Well, I can tell you that the older guy from the UK, he would have gotten hurt.
No, I had my
absolutely.
cane ready. I had my cane ready to defend him.
Wow. Oh yeah, that would have worked. Let me just say this. Let me say this. First of all, there are two screw ups here. Whether you like to wear the mask or not is irrelevant at this point, because it is the law here. I don't like wearing the mask. I hate it. I despise wearing a mask because I don't think I was born to be on this planet with a mask wrapped around my face. And I was just talking to Jono yesterday, and I was in the mall going grocery shopping, and I see this guy, and I'm like, he has two masks on, and he's from far away. I see this guy, and he's this big old gangly foreigner, and he's like got purple socks and plaid shorts, and and I'm just going, oh my God. And then I look and I go, he's got two masks on, and they're like wrapped around his face, like to where you could see the outline of his nose, and so he wasn't taking any chances. But then he had a plastic shield on as well, and I'm thinking, this guy. What is the deal? What's the deal with these people? How freaking, I mean, maybe he's, got some serious issues or something like that. I don't know. But I'm like, talk about overkill. It's like, why don't you wear 28 masks and 4 shields and get into a hazmat suit? I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's gotten out of control. So in Taco Bell in Pattaya, the new Taco Bell that Pattaya Bob just went to, there was an elderly guy, a British guy apparently, and he was talking to an what do you call him? African American? You just call him black? Is that what you're allowed? I don't know what you're allowed to say now, to be honest.
Doesn't
Anyway,
matter. He's an American dude.
I don't want YouTube crawling all over my ass because of it, but anyway, he was a person of color, and he was with his girlfriend, who was
girlfriends.
Okay, 2 girlfriends,
and they looked underage.
They weren't. They weren't.
Really looked underage, like barely 17.
Listen. Let's not go there.
I was there.
Listen, it's your assumption. We don't want to go to that.
Agreed.
I don't want to talk about it. The age doesn't matter. Okay. At this point, let's just assume they were of age. Let's not go down that road because it's the wrong road to take. We're assuming, and for all those girls could have been 30 and they look like they're, much younger. Anyway, so the guy starts saying to him, hey, why are you not wearing your mask? And the girls weren't wearing their mask either. And he says he wasn't all that big. He had some size on him, but he wasn't that big. He wasn't that scary.
No. Trust me, Scott. He was very scary. He was very big. The color of his arms
didn't look as
make
big.
it look a lot smaller. He had like 16-inch biceps.
Well,
I'm not kidding.
I have 16-inch biceps. That doesn't matter.
Look, people knew the guy. Like people know who this guy is. So
Yeah, Clarence.
You're talking about the black guy?
Yeah, Clarence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. And, listen, what he does is his own business. It's not my business. And quite frankly, it's not the guy's business who was mouthing off to him. The guy was saying, hey, you need to put your mask on. You should put your mask on. Don't you care about everybody else here? Why don't you put your mask on? And the guy said something, I don't remember, paraphrasing, but he's like, mind your own fucking business. Don't worry about me. And then he started giving him a hard time. And he was saying, I retired when I was 25. I've got a lot of money. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. Look at you. You've got bitch tits. Your estrogen levels must be high. You're bitching like a woman and blah, blah, blah. And credit to the guy. He held himself back because the guy kept mouthing off about not wearing a mask. And some guys probably would have just flattened him. So he did hold back. He probably knew, if I do this, I'm going to have some major problems. And anyway, so this guy kept going on and on and on. And no manager stepped in, right?
Well, they did at the end.
Okay. And what did they do? They said, you need to
just kind of stood between them, it's kind of pushed them around.
Eat at the establishment. So it's not like he went in there to eat and he took his mask off and sat down and started eating and had his mask on. He just didn't want to wear his mask.
Well, he went in to order takeout.
The blonde girl had a mask on her arm. If you look at the video, it's like right on her arm.
On her face, which is where it's supposed to be.
Right, exactly. That's my point.
I'm not saying that either one of them has to wear a mask. I understand not wanting to wear it. However, in Thailand, it is the law, and okay, the law gets bent here, but it is the law. And if a cop was around, the cop would have said, "Hey, put your mask on." And if the guy told him no, who knows what would have happened, right? He would have got fined. He would have got taken in.
He still may get fined. He may get fined.
He still might have to go into the pokey for a night or two. I kind of doubt it, but if he has as much money as he says, that he could just pay it off.
Right, it doesn't matter. Retired at 25.
He could every day. I'm paying 20,000 baht, 20,000 baht, 20,000 baht, whatever.
What you say, Scott, you are correct in both areas here, which is, I put 60% of it on the black guy who should wear his damn mask, because that is the law. You go into the place, you get your food. When you sit down, you can take it off and eat. And then when you go out, that's what it is. It's not hard to do.
No, but I will say this also, because I'll tell you what, I've been in the mall Bangkok, and I've gotten a coffee. And I've sat down. They have these chairs around where you can sit throughout the mall. It's basically for elderly people like myself who need a rest and they want to go sit down. And you'll see like old men and women just sitting there and they're nodding off on these chairs. So I've gone and sat down at the chair. Now there's nobody around.
Right.
And I've pulled my mask down and drank my coffee. Now, if you really want to be difficult about it, you could have faulted me and you could have said, "What are you doing, dude?" So I don't know that I give the guy 60% of the blame or whatever. I don't know about the percentages. That's Chuck's department. He's Mr. Percentage, Mr. Math.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
However, let me finish. However, the manager should have bore the brunt of the blame. And the reason why, first of all, the guy who comes in not wearing his mask and the girls, okay, obviously they bear some of the blame. But the manager should have stood up. He's probably scared shitless.
Well, yeah. And some of these managers.
You know how it is. People get shot.
Scott.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't get involved.
They don't, that's not the way they usually are. And I've seen this play out even before the pandemic when some guy was smoking in the non-smoking area at the Starbucks at Avenue. And he wound up making this girl cry who worked there, was just trying to do a damn job. And then like 10 guys got after him and chased him out. But the point is,
go ahead. Sorry.
I agree with what you're saying and what Patty Bob is saying here, and most are, and I am, which is two things. Number one, you're in another country. This is their law. Follow it. Doesn't matter if someone else isn't doing it. Follow it.
Right. And it doesn't matter if you like it or not.
Follow it.
There's a lot of things I don't like, and if I did what I wanted, I would have.
Right. You can't ride your motorcycle. You can't ride your motorbike without a T-shirt on. That's their law. Do it. So but the other part of that is, and something that you were saying, and Pattaya Bob is saying, and I agree as well. It's like, mind your own business. Like if that guy is bothering you for not wearing a mask,
walk out. Leave.
Right. Just leave.
Because in America, in America, people have gotten shot, people have gotten stabbed. And like my mother told me, she goes, I go into the grocery once in a while and I see people, this is before, she goes, I see people in the grocery without a mask. She goes, I just go the other way.
Yeah,
she's like, I don't say a word. She goes, I ain't saying anything. She goes, I'm not about to get shot in the head for telling somebody.
Exactly. I mean, so the guy probably, what is it, whether it's white knighting or you see something and it bothers you and you say something.
He's offended.
But just, mind your own business. So, well, it does piss me off. It does get me upset when people are not helping by following the damn law. This is what they're asking you to do. They're struggling here. Do it. Just do it. The guy was wrong for not wearing his girlfriends. I didn't realize he was with two girls. I watched, there was two videos, one that was posted on Twitter, which is the follow-up where he was outside. The end of the day, all three should be wearing the mask. He was trying to say no one's wearing their mask. Everyone around in the video was wearing their mask in the store.
And
so that was bullshit. The problem that happens is everyone's got an ego a little bit. And, if someone told me to put on my mask, you get defensive. You get
no, I don't
automatically.
Honestly, I don't. I just go, oh, sorry, I forgot.
Right, which should be the reaction, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. And so then you're embroiled in this, and you have to save face. So the whole thing was crazy. It shouldn't have happened. He should have worn his mask, and the other guy should have probably just said, you know what, I'm going to leave because this guy is not wearing, and I don't feel safe and whatever.
Good morning, Jim.
By the way, stop eating at Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell is great here.
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Jim. Listen, I can tell you that at Starbucks, when I'm standing in line and somebody comes up and they're like breathing over my shoulder or like right on me from behind, I don't like it. Even when there wasn't COVID, I didn't like it. I'd turn around and be like, what? Like, are we lovers or something? Do we know each other? Why are you so close to me? They don't have that same sense of space that some foreigners have, or many foreigners have.
Don't stand.
And here's the thing. In Starbucks, I have seen the manager there 2 or 3 times now go up to people who are sitting right next to each other when they're supposed to be distanced apart. It's the rule, and I'm sure he can get in trouble. And he walks over to them, and he very politely says, I'm very sorry, but you guys can't sit together. You have to sit apart. These are the rules, and I have to follow them. We have to follow them here. And the people are generally very, very nice. It's only the foreigners that I see having the major problems with it. I don't see a lot of ties going off. However, I do understand he probably is at the point now where he's like, fuck all this. I am so tired of this shit. I don't want to wear the mask. I don't give a shit what they do to me. I don't care. I'm healthy. I'm fine. And maybe, you could call that selfish because he's not thinking about other people. But, bottom line is he's his own man. Those girls are their own women. And the guy should have just, like I think Pattaya Bob said earlier, the number one rule really anywhere, mind your own freaking business. Keep your nose out of it because it's a good way to end up dead or
you just don't need. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Just mind your own business. You don't need to get involved in other fights. We've always learned that rule. Like, you see something going down, you get involved, and next thing you know, 8 Thai men are beating you up.
Honestly, if I was there, I would have backed away. I wouldn't have said a word. I would have backed away, and I would have just watched. I wouldn't have said anything. Nothing. None of my business. I would have just, and probably at some point I would have went, and I would have. I was hoping that the guy didn't hit that British guy.
Yeah, no, that would have been terrible.
if he did, first of all, he probably, he would have hurt him with his punch. But if the guy went down and banged his head or something,
he was a big guy. The other guy, he was the same height.
I didn't notice he was that big. He just looked like he was a big, like a bodybuilder type.
No, I'm talking about the other guy, the older guy. He was pretty tall.
He was a big guy, but he was fat and he was out of shape.
He was out of shape. And all that shit that guy was throwing at him, like, oh, go get a prostitute. I'm like, dude, you're in Pattaya. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
what are you doing? Yeah,
Well, that's that's just he was just going off on the guy. That's it, So
yeah.
Anyway, Chucky,
it was just a wild thing.
Chucky, what's your take on all this?
Whenever there was someone without a mask, I just moved out of the way, and I'm not terrified about people being. I bought really professional N95 mask, so I didn't really think about if someone's too close to me. I didn't really care, so I would never bring it up, and but also I wouldn't be foolish. Like we supposedly had a rule here in LA that you have to wear a mask outside. But I just asked a bunch of cops. I asked about 5 cops, how many tickets have you given? And they just laughed and they said, we don't enforce that. So when I was outside, I wouldn't wear a mask, but I'd stay about 10, 15 feet away from people just to be nice to them, So I compromise a little bit. And honestly, I'm not sure if these masks work. I don't know for sure. But I just do it anyway because maybe it works.
Somebody said to me the other day, they were asking me why it is that I went and got the COVID shot, the vaccine, and it was from China. It was the Sinovac. Well, first of all, I didn't have a choice. Now, my choice could have been, I'm just not going to get the shot. However, I don't want to be in a position, and I've already been asked by the dentist, and there's been a couple other places that have said to me, are you vaccinated? Have you been vaccinated yet? And then they said, okay, so what have you got a shot? What shot did you get? And with the Sinovac, they want you to have both. AstraZeneca, they only want you to, they only care if you have one. And so like for me, I'm like, hey, I'll get the Sinovac. I'll use their own vaccines to help me. And then I will get a Moderna booster when the time comes. And that's why I'm doing that. And the reason is not because I'm so scared about the physical aspect of it. I don't want to have to deal with it. I hope I wouldn't be seriously ill from it. But the reason is more about the government and how they're going to deal with people who are not vaccinated. That's coming very soon, and it's already started, and it's going to continue. I don't know how it is in the U.S. there or in Pattaya, but
listen, I mean, all of my appointments that I've had, they ask, how many vaccines you had, who has. I mean, it's just part of the check-in process now.
Right.
And they have, like the eye place I go to, they don't want you coming up to the waiting area until no earlier than 15 minutes prior to your appointment. Or don't come in before that. Things like that, little things.
Have you been tested recently? Yes, you have been tested. What kind of test did you? Did you have the anal probe? Was it a deep anal probe? What kind of
the good anal probe
was it?
That they do ask if you've been tested, if you travel. The basic. It's a boilerplate. Like they barely look at it.
I mean, but here's the thing. I'm still part of the generation that remembers what it was like to just walk right through. All you have to do is maybe go through a metal detector. There is no TSA. There is really, you're not even going to get patted down. Maybe once in a great while, you get your bags checked or something like that. But for the most part, you don't have to deal with anything. And I've said this before. There was a time when I was younger where I'd go into a plane and I'd look around and I'd say, oh, first class seats are empty. I'm just going to sit down right there. And I'd sit down in the first class seat like I belong there. Yes, thank you for the champagne, And
listen, those were the days. Remember when your parents would meet you? Your parents would meet you at the gate, like when you were flying. It's awesome. Those days are over, obviously. So, and it is what it is. For a lot of other reasons. I mean, I'm glad I got the vaccination. The numbers are saying, they're saying now the people who are dying, like 100% of them are just unvaccinated. You know, it works. The thing works. Problem is that the variants are happening, and you know, who knows if that's still going to work. I know they're looking at a booster shot for that, and well, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I have no issue.
That's all. That's all I'm going to say is I just want to get through it. Whatever it takes,
Niall.
to get through it.
Yeah, buddy.
Good morning, Niall. Good morning. Wish they served
Niall,
nachos grande like in the States. She knows
nylon toilet.
That's fine. Had my third PCR test today. Blah 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 blah. I got it in both nostrils. Okay,
Hey, Scotty.
Yes.
3 of my friends got COVID.
It's not
in the last few days.
Okay,
and they've been vaccinated.
By using which method?
What do you mean? Which medicine?
Which vaccine?
Which vaccine?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask them.
Well, how are they doing?
But
Chucky, you still can get COVID if you're vaccinated. Yeah, it really.
But guess what? They're not sick. They're not sick.
Right.
They're just like a little bit sick. So it seems to be working as they're describing on TV.
Exactly. That's really the key
it's kind
here.
of weird, but all of a sudden, LA has been averaging for 2 months around 300 cases, and all of a sudden now LA has 1,000 cases.
Yeah, you know, and again, and that's the weird thing. You know, when you look at this is a classic example of what's going on in Phuket. So these people show up in the sandbox, right? And on the flight, there were 2 people that had COVID, right? So that means now that the entire flight, one person, but that entire flight is now quarantined.
Well, and they want to go home.
And they want to go home, but they can't. They're not going to let them leave. They're going to have to stay in the room.
Well, I think what they're doing is they're going to make them stay, but what they said was they would give them some, let me see what it is here. They would give them some like special consideration when they came back, and that they would, like make their stay better. They would give them all kinds of, free stuff to help.
Six-pack of beer John.
Well, listen, people don't want that crap. They don't want
Niall, do you want to, Niall, if you want to come on, let me know. Scott will send you something for 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's a good example of the silliness and the insanity that's going on. Why that sandbox, it really isn't what a lot of people thought it would be, because even though it says it, by the way, when you are applying for all this thing, that if someone on the plane is, positive, you will be quarantined. I mean, you do know it coming in, but you always think that's not going to happen because everyone's, vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. But this is another reason why, between that and my surgeries and everything, and I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. But, yeah, but again, someone like Niall who's there, and now and Longhorns, different people. It's like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to, Niall's working, right? So he, he's doing his thing, and he just won't go out.
But I think Niall and there's a lot of people here that eventually they're going to have to leave, and they're not going to just keep giving extension after extension after extension after extension. It's just not going to happen. So,
I agree.
Pattaya Bob, I'm curious to know, like your thoughts on all this and what's going on. I'm going to mute everybody except Pattaya Bob because I want to hear what he has to say, and I don't want everybody jumping in. Which we got, especially if we have 4 or 5 people.
I'm like so done. Look at him.
There you go. Good.
What would you like to know, Scott?
Finally, Jesus. Well, I was wondering what you think about all this. You're here. You're the only other person in the stream besides me and Niall, who I don't know if Niall, if you want to come in, you're more than welcome. And, I want to know what your take on this is, because, you keep up on it. And you told me about the condo that has been, they've got that message in the lobby. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, what's considered the ritzy condo on the beach here, the North Shore. Um, I received email yesterday from a friend of mine, and he said,
back up from the mic a little bit. The mic, you're speaking too much into the mic.
"Okay, how's that? Better?
That's much better.
Good.
Okay. So, anyways, what happened is he received an email with that letter saying that we've had someone in the building who has COVID positive. They weren't vaccinated. They are now in the emergency room. So these are the rules for the building. And one of the rules was they're not allowing overnight guests.
Right. Unless they're your wife.
Well, yeah, I don't even know if they allow that.
Well, listen, if you reserve, it depends on where it is, obviously. But if you are in a hotel and you reserve a room and it is your wife, then they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I guess if you reserve for two, but that particular building does not allow any daily rental, anyways.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you bring a girl in that it's like a daily thing. That could be your girlfriend.
Oh yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm just saying there are some buildings here that
So what exactly? What was the whole point? Is that your building that you're talking about?
No, my building is different. We have a nice arrangement with the people in our building. There are hotel companies operating in our building.
Your sound is horrible, Bob.
Okay, how is it now?
That's bad. I don't know if you're moving around or what to deal with.
No, I'm holding it right by my face, the mic.
That's good right now. That's not muffled at all.
Yeah. Is that good?
That's good.
Okay, I'll keep it right there. So anyways, in our building, we have people that have bought condos that are using them, renting them out, but they rent them out monthly now, not daily, which is okay. I mean, it's not against the law. Daily would be against the law. But in any case, yeah, there's a lot of people coming in and a lot of girls come in too, obviously. And we have a really good security staff. They check their temperature before they come in and they make them wash their hands with, alcohol and all that stuff. And they clean the elevators after every single person has used them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're very strict.
If you're going to do all this stuff, then just open up already. Get the vaccinations done. Get it in gear, guys. That's all I can say is crank it up, boys and girls. Let's go. You got 4.5% of the population fully vaccinated. At this rate, it's going to take another freaking year to become to have herd immunity, and who knows if that's going to happen. Now, Niall says he just got his other extension on Thursday. He's good until September. I think whoever is here already, it makes sense to allow them to stay until they fully reopen and maybe even a few months past that. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was July 29th was the cutoff date. God, I got to – there. None of that scratching for right now. July 29th, I thought, was the last day that you can apply for your extension. But and I think, what is it, 60 days, and then maybe you can get another 30 or something like that. I don't know. I forget how it works. But who knows what they're going to do. But I don't think there's all that many foreigners here in Thailand right now, especially not people who are on tourist visas or on, whatever it is, a special tourist visa, whatever it is.
Yeah, I agree, and again, it's very fluid. Everything changes, quickly, and we'll see what happens in September. Obviously, for Niall and others who are getting extensions, if things get really bad, meaning that they're not getting better by September, I think they will continue to give extensions. Because it's difficult for people to get out, it just depends on what's going on. So September, 1st, I think they'll say, okay, do we have is it 20,000 cases, 30,000 cases, or is it going down? And that decision will be made literally, I think, in the beginning of September, when it's there. Hubert is planning a trip in October. I was doing that too, Hubert. But I don't think that's going to happen. Non-vaccinated.
Wait a minute. Let me speak. Okay. I would say if you plan on coming here,
non-vaccinated,
I'd say don't come here. Why? Unless you are already here, unless you came here months and months ago, there is nothing to do here right now.
I agree with you, Scott.
The parks, sometimes they're closed, sometimes they're open. That goes for national parks. That goes for whole regions. Some regions, you go into them, you got to quarantine for 14 days.
And the bars are closed, which,
And
you know.
the bars are closed. You can't even go and have a drink. And the massage parlors are closed. Okay, so if you're a single guy coming over here and you want to just go, and maybe you're going to go trekking, you're going to go see the sights, you're not going to go see shit. A lot of the temples are closed.
Yeah, and by the way, Hubert also mentioned that he's not vaccinated. He wants to come unvaccinated.
It's not balls, Hubert. It has nothing to do with balls. Or you're saying balls as in balls.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. But I mean, it's just not a good time, man. And I'm not trying to spread the fear or anything like that. I'm just saying it's just not a good time to come. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's the worst time to come. You got a skyrocketing number of cases here. And the thing is that even if you don't believe you're going to be in danger, even if you're vaccinated, first of all, it's going to be a major pain in the ass just to get here. Second of all, you're not going to be able to do that much. Now,
yeah.
Again, if you are like Longhorns or say Soda Cowboy, where you come and you just chill out in your pad and you go out and you have a meal once in a while, you're not even going to be able to go right now. And I dare say it's probably going to be another month. They're going to lock down, and I think they're going to lock down for another 2 weeks after this. Patong is dead. Let me tell you something. The numbers in Phuket are shit. They are dog shit. They're not anywhere near what their projection was. And who wants to come during a pandemic, especially when they know that if they come with their wife or their girlfriend or their family, if one of them gets it, they're all stuck and there's nothing they can do about it. It's not the brightest move. You know what I mean? It's just not a bright move to come right now. And believe me, I'm the kind of guy, I want to go to Myanmar. But it's not the smartest move to go. And right now, they're not going to let me go. But I'd love to go and go photograph everything that's going on, even though it's very dangerous. So that gives you a look into my mind and my mindset. But I'm saying to come to Thailand, why would you want to come here when nothing's open anyway? Unless you just want to relax and chill out and veg out and watch TV and maybe, go for a walk once in a while and grab some takeout. Eventually the restaurants will open up again.
Well, the restaurants here are open.
Well, yeah, for now.
And there's lots of guys, seeing plenty of girls.
I understand. For now, that's how it is. But that can change at any moment.
Oh, absolutely.
I look at it this way: the risk and the calculated nature of taking a journey during something like this would make me go, do I feel like pissing away the money and then being stuck somewhere? And I'm like, shit, I got to sit here for 2 weeks pissing away my time. And not everybody has the time to spare or the money, So go ahead, Chuck.
Actually, my friends came early, so I'm gonna go party in a bar.
See, rub it in there, Chucky. Rub it in.
Party, party, party.
Mr. Party, there he is.
Hanging out with the feminine daddy bears.
All right, and with that, I shall bid you adieu. But thank you for coming in and having a great time tonight. I will talk to you later, Chucky.
The feminine daddy bearded.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, propel ahead.
Let me read some of these comments here. Chiang Mai is a yellow zone. Should have flown up north. I know some people that went to Chiang Mai, and they one particular person, she had a good time, and she went with her family, and she actually said we're lucky because we saw that there were checkpoints, but there was nobody manning them when we went by. And we were really worried we were going to get stopped and, we were going to have problems and all this other stuff. So But if you're flying, they're going to check at the airport. You never know what's going to happen there. But I think Chiang Mai will be okay for now. But I think Mae Hong Son and Tak were just shut down completely. Soy Dog, you are in New York. I want to be able to go to Global House and 7-Eleven. Well, 7-Eleven's no worries. Niall, always welcome in New York City, but you're banned. Even vaccinated can be asymptomatic carrier and risk getting thrown in the hospital. Well, now they're starting to say that asymptomatic people can just stay at home because they don't have the beds.
Which makes sense, right?
Well, it makes sense, but the problem is people are dying in their beds waiting for to get into the hospital. And the other thing is that if you really feel ill enough to try to go into the hospital and then you get tested and you're positive, shouldn't you take care of that person?
Yes.
So my wife was saying that, and I knew this, but she also said, hey, don't forget Suvarnabhumi Airport is turning into a field hospital, and they're probably going to do that with Huamark Stadium.
John S., from your mouth to God's ears, should that range happen? Oh my God, what a fantasy. Whew.
You say it's a fantasy, but the one thing that Thailand has going for it is its exports.
I know,
and that would hurt dramatically. Not only that, here's the thing that will happen: the prices will go up. The prices they're already going up now. They will go up even farther. And when the price when the baht drops again, if it does, the prices are going to stay the same in Thailand. It's still going to be 80 baht for a bowl of fried rice as opposed to 40 or 50 baht. So, I'm over exaggerating a little bit. Let's say 60 baht. But what they do is they raise the prices, and then once the baht goes back down, assuming it does, which it usually does go down at least somewhat, they're going to keep those prices the same. So it's going to be more expensive. And prices are going up. I've been saying this, and actually I did a video about it and how the cost of living, that should be going up in a couple of days. The cost of living in Thailand is getting higher. And here's the thing too, the video I did last night where Thailand was at the beginning of all this, Thailand was on top of the list of the places that were the best places to go because they were handling the pandemic the right way. Now they are at the very bottom, third from last. So, they're in a bad way. I don't understand what people don't say here. If you believe anything in the science and in the medicine, and I understand some people are like, I'll be perfectly okay. I understand that. But I'm just saying, look at how the government looks at it. Don't think about how you look at it. Think about how the government looks at it. The government thinks, hey, we've got this medical problem. And first of all, politically and medically, it will be terrible for our country if we don't take care of it. So we're going to lock down. They don't care that you don't believe in it. They don't care. None of that matters. What matters is how the government feels. And right now, I believe the government is terrified. And I just saw something the other day. I was reading it the other day, and I believe I talked about it a little bit. Whereas economists are now saying that they are worried that Thailand will suffer a complete economic collapse, and maybe will become a failed state because of it.
Well,
that's an exaggeration, okay? However, I do see the possibility of an economic collapse.
China will bail them out, and then they'll be beholden to China. That's China's
what they want.
Yeah, that's China's plan globally. I mean, wherever they can go in economically, they do, and they don't even have to send in military. They just, they give you money and you're beholden to them. So, what is that?
Gennaro, it's not going to be 70% for quite some time unless they kick it into overdrive and they get the turbo going.
Some lenses out there, by the way. You can really good.
Yeah, stop running around, Bob.
Little peeping Tom going on in there.
Don't do that. We don't want to see anybody get naked there.
We just missed the naked girl.
It's not good for the channel, Bob, and you're covering it up right now.
Wait. I'm trying to get it. Wait. This is going the wrong
You
way.
will
here.
never make a cameraman, I can tell you that. Why are you using that long lens?
Oh, because it really does a good job on the beach here.
Yeah.
You could have used a shorter lens and a more stable lens. You know that, right?
Well, yeah.
That's the trade-off. You'll have more stability with a shorter
Yeah,
lens.
that's true, but I can't do this with that shorter lens.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. We're happy to have you here and get that wonderful view, even if it is shaky and it's
So you
giving
can
you a
see
headache.
people getting loaded in the van here.
Are they?
See them?
They're smoking the yaba, or what are they doing?
No, I don't think Yaba. You know that there's a cannabis shop open right at the edge of Walking Street now. It's a cannabis tea shop.
Oh yeah, all that's a bunch of horse shit right now.
It does real well. It's been
I'm
packed.
not surprised it does well, but it's not cannabis that gets you fucked up. It's not going to get you stoned.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't.
They're not at that point yet. They got those tea shops all over the place. They just show the marijuana leaf, and everybody comes running over to them.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
That's what their sign is.
Let's get high. So the big thing though the big takeaway from all this is, are the governments going to relinquish the power that they have taken? Because I don't think it's going to happen. At least not for a few years.
Well, why
I
would
think
they?
they enjoy it way too much. Yeah, why would they? But like, I look at it as a citizen and I'm like, man, I don't want people telling me what to do. I don't want to live in China. China. I don't want to live in China. Bob, they are still paying out $300 a week unemployment. Employers here are struggling to staff, but people have become comfortable to get paid to stay at home. And there you are.
Yeah, $300 a week is pretty good.
Well, if you got money saved.
No, I mean, if your house is paid off and everything,
yeah,
I mean,
you're getting $300 a week, and hey, that pays for the groceries and the utilities. You know, it's not bad. I knew a guy who was getting what, $600 a week. You know, and he wasn't doing a damn thing.
no, if you have a girlfriend and she works and you work and you're both getting 300.
Well, if you're both getting 600, it's even better.
Yeah.
I mean, so
tomorrow, Scott, is the big fight.
well, we're going to talk about that. That's also on the list. You're not letting me get to it, but the McGregor-Poirier fight, that is why I'm streaming right now and not tomorrow. That's a huge fight.
I'm excited.
I've got it. And you know what's funny is that because of this, none of my buddies want to come over here. They're like, "Oh, I'm just going to stick at home, man. You know, I'm going to stay at home." And you know, it's for some people, if they're not fight fans, they just don't care. I care. We have it. The boys and I and my wife will all be watching to see if McGregor can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Because I look at it like this: when a fighter gets on a losing streak, like he's really been on, it becomes easier for them to say, "Okay, if I lose, I lose." Now he may have a lot of bluster and say otherwise, but he's kind of on the way down. Poirier is still on the way up. It's a very difficult fight. If I was to, the odds are minus 130 for Poirier and plus 110 for McGregor. So that's not a great amount. You got to bet 100 to win 110 on McGregor. It's not a great payoff. I would say a better bet, and I don't know what the odds are on it, but it might be that they're not very good. But you have to take the under.
Yeah, well, I'm picking Poirier.
You take the fight not to go the distance.
Yeah, I'm picking Poirier, and I think
want McGregor to win. To be honest,
imagine
I want
that.
him to win. I want him to win because I want his train to keep rolling. Not necessarily for him. I think he's got enough money already. But and you know. But because I like to see him fight, I like his style and all that. But I'd like to see Khabib fight again. I hope he doesn't. I hope he keeps his word and he doesn't fight again. I wanted to see GSP fight again. He didn't. I'm glad. He's older now. Once you're out for years, it's tough to come back. a lot of people say that screw Conor. I don't care about his antics and all that other shit. I just want to see him fight, because one thing you can't take away from the guy is he will fight anybody. He's fought a lot of top guys. He's beat a lot of top guys. And Poirier is an extremely skilled, talented young guy, you know, fairly young. And I think that Poirier is probably going to have too much in the long run. But you know, listen, if McGregor lands a big shot and Poirier can't take it, then the fight's over quick. If it goes longer, then Poirier is probably going to pull out the victory. But
yeah, I mean, look, the way that he attacked McGregor's legs in that first fight. I mean, McGregor came out like a boxer instead of a MMA fighter, and he forgot all about the legs. He just came out boxing, and he got his ass kicked. You can't do that.
Well, he was a little front leg heavy, you know. And when you're front leg heavy, it leaves you susceptible to the leg kicks.
Yeah, I mean, Poirier just went after it, and you saw it buckle at one point, and then you know it didn't.
He had Poirier a little bit stunned and shaken in that first round. So he does have the ability to end the fight. He does have the ability to win. I just don't know if he's going to have enough, and that's what makes it a good fight. But for me, I don't just usually sit down and watch a fight very often. You know, I don't just watch the entire fight and focus on it. You know,
I'm surprised it happened. This rematch happened as fast as it did. It's only 6 months.
Get right back in, man.
Yeah, but you got to recover.
About it, you know. He don't want people forgetting about him. He's riding on I think it's the financial gravy train. He doesn't want it to come to an end because his name starts going down in value the longer that he's away from the sport. And what he can do, fight some other guy that maybe isn't going to give the payoff that this fight will give. So it's a big money fight, and you know, this is the thing. I just read somewhere that he got paid like $600 million for his whiskey company.
Did he sell it yet?
I think he sold it already. He sold the majority share or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know that what's the actor? They sold that was it a vodka company? And for like.
Well, Sammy Hagar with his tequila. You got what was it? Who's the guy that sold the water? 50 Cent. Yeah,
he was that. But no, it was what's his name? He's in a lot of bad movies, but people love him. Sold
Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant The Rock, actually.
Oh, The Rock is amazing.
He's amazing physically. As an actor, I don't particularly like him, but just my opinion. Nice view there, Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
George Clooney, that's who I was thinking of. So George Clooney, he sold his tequila company to Diageo for $700 million. So as part of the deal, the actor and his co-owners also stand to make an additional $300 million if the tequila continues to sell like hotcakes over the next 10 years. So that's pretty impressive right there.
Well, wasn't Patron was owned by that, what's his name, Jean-Paul, the hair guy? John-Paul Mitchell or whatever it was? He owned Patron. He sold it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Ryan Reynolds, he became co-owner in aviation, and 2 years later he sold it, and he sold it for $610 million.
Well, you know what they're doing? We know what they're doing. They're buying successful companies and using their name to leverage that company to make more money. You know, they use their name, and because of their name, it becomes more popular, and then they sell it and they make a bundle. It's genius.
Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
I wouldn't do it. I just don't have millions of fans.
And you know, they're making far more money than they are from acting. You know, even though they're doing well there, it's just amazing. Yeah, good for them. Look, make as much money as you can. You know.
Well, listen, I wanted to talk about this Phuket model again, because I personally, I really hate to say this, because I really hope that it gets better, not worse there, but I don't see it happening. I think, honestly, it was just a complete swing and a miss. That's how I'll put it. It's they just have completely already. We're 10 days in, and I think they're going to completely. It's like they're whiffing. Like at 4 at bats, they struck out every single time on 3 pitches.
Yeah,
That's what Phuket looks like they're going through right now.
What a weekend this is, by the way. So you've got the fight, right? Which Niall is saying McGregor doesn't have the hunger anymore. He doesn't have the hunger. He doesn't have the hunger anymore. You've got the Wimbledon finals, which is going to be like great. But the big thing is the soccer match, this Euro Cup 2020, and with England and Italy, and that's on Sunday here in the States. So a lot of crazy, sports going on.
I don't care about all that shit. All I care about is the McGregor fight and what's going on in Thailand. I want to stick to the topics here. We got to stick to the topics for once. We're not talking about. I got a good topic coming up in a video in the next couple of days. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I have a fantastic topic. I will say this: I think that Longhorns will get a big kick out of it. That's my only clue, and I'm not saying another word about it. Now, back to the quarantine. What I find strange is that the guy comes in, he catches he has apparently he got tested before he left. He didn't have the virus, right? You got to test before you leave. He didn't have the virus. So somewhere between the time where he got tested and when he got before he left and when he got his first test when he arrived, he contracted the virus. And because of that, 14 people are stuck and they can't go out. They can't go anywhere. And it says here, at this stage, about 20 people, including foreign arrivals under the Phuket sandbox scheme, hotel staff, and taxi drivers have been taken to quarantine venues and gone through the testing process. 20 people tested negative in the first test, and we will test them again in 6 days after this. Do not panic because our medical staff have tested at-risk people. Please trust our disease control measures and follow them. Now, what I would say about that is that how come he's not saying everybody's been vaccinated, they shouldn't have to worry about any serious illness? They're not saying that. All they're talking about is, oh, don't worry, we trust in the process.
Yeah.
So,
the special tourist visas. I was saying the special tourist visas were a swing and a miss too. The chatter of the new retirement and digital nomad visas sounds like another swing and a miss in the making. Yeah, there's a lot of swing and a misses with the government.
Well, the digital nomad thing's been going on for years. Honestly, they've been talking about that for years. More so about a year ago, and now Indonesia has been talking about that. And Vietnam is shut down, or at least Ho Chi Minh City is shut down. But Indonesia's gone nuts. 38,000 new cases in one day, 871 deaths. They've had 65,000 people died from COVID-related illnesses, I guess. Philippines is going nuts everywhere. And, Vietnam, they shut down. They got a 2-week lockdown in Ho Chi Minh. People are allowed, just like here, they're allowed to leave their homes to buy food, drugs, and for emergency reasons. Service and manufacturing industries are allowed to continue, but all public transportation has been suspended. The government's decision came after the country saw over 1,000 new cases on 4 consecutive days, most of which were from Ho Chi Minh City and were the Delta variant of the virus. So, again, right now, Southeast Asia is in the midst of it. And America is doing quite well.
We are. I mean, there's still that strain is here, but it's it's not going to be anything where it's going to overwhelm the the hospitals, which is really what the whole point when this thing started. That.
Well, right now the hospitals are overwhelmed here.
Yeah, no,
that's part of the problem.
Right.
What is that there, Bobby? That's the beach. The I can barely see it. Oh, there they. Yeah, it is the beach.
I didn't realize Bob looks like he lives at the end of the beach, closer to Naklua.
I live at the north end of Beach Road.
Yeah, because I recognize that abutment that they have there. Hello.
Well, that abutment is
the hotel.
That hotel.
damn it.
Lady, hello.
Hello? Hello? Is this a party to whom I'm speaking?
They call up, and they get all
Hello?
nervous and then they hang up on you.
You know, it's funny. I have this new phone, which is very temporary because the memory's not big enough. I love this feature on it where it's like this screening mode. You just hit screen and it sends the caller a message. Hey, who are you? What is this about? I don't recognize the number. And they have to respond back. And if it's, you know, somebody like, you know, this is the doctor's office, you know, that you didn't save the number, you can pick it up. But
I think this is Lazada, because I have a Lazada order that's coming in. And you know, these Lazada drivers, they're like, I'm in front of your house right now. I'm like, well, ring the doorbell.
No.
I was at the grocery the other day. The guy calls up. I go, ring the doorbell. There's 3 people there. I'm like, ring the freaking doorbell. Oh, okay. They don't even want to ring the doorbell.
Can you order lasagna from Lazada?
Lasagna?
No,
From
that you
Lazada.
order from Grab Food.
You can order it from a restaurant.
Yeah, but then you can get Lazada lasagna.
I'm sure you can order a can of SpaghettiOs.
That fell flat. Sorry.
You know, it's funny you mentioned SpaghettiOs. So when I was a little kid, of course, you loved SpaghettiOs. It was the greatest thing, right? And I remember, I don't know, it was about 10 years ago or maybe 15 years ago. It was a while ago, but I was still well into, as an adult. I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to try SpaghettiOs. I bought a can of SpaghettiOs. I swear to God, it was like eating vomit. I was like, oh my God. I don't remember it.
Information. That's kind of like Longhorns talking about using or engaging in activities on the toilet. We don't
All
even
I'm
know.
saying is,
Don't sing for us. Do not sing for us. Do not sing for us. Do not sing for us.
all I can tell you is it did not taste like I remembered it.
Okay.
Maybe it was expired.
That's lovely.
What's the
All about spaghetti? No, don't sing.
Come on, I'll sing the SpaghettiOs song.
You're muted. I can't listen to you sing. I don't want to hear you sing. I need to stop you. You're on a freaking roll right now. Jesus Christ. All right, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, Chief. I feel like you and I are out overshadowed by the soy dog. He's been barking all morning.
Well,
And,
he's happy
I
to.
don't want to hear him sing, but I'd like to hear, you got anything else to add to this? Because we're going to wrap it up in a couple of minutes here.
There's not much. I mean, Patty is pretty mellow other than that Taco Bell fiasco.
Would you suggest somebody fly halfway around the world right now to come and stay in Pattaya?
It depends what you're looking for. If you want to go to Phuket, you have some really nice beaches with no people on them.
Phuket,
No, hang on, because you have no choice. You still have to do the quarantine, so you might as well start there. And then from there, just fly into Pattaya. Sure. There's plenty of action here, even with Soy 6 and Walking Street closed. At night, Soy Bacau is wide open.
Bob, you know this. There's action. All you have to do is go out, and if there are women around, there's action. You can find action if you've got a little bit of game, and in some cases, if you got a little bit of money. That's all it takes. It's not rocket science. It's not anything, you got to be this big, handsome, strong guy that the girls all swoon over. That's not how it works in Thailand. And so, okay, yes, you can, but I mean, do you really want to come all the way over here just for, I don't know. It seems like a waste of a freaking, just a waste. That's all. I don't know what else to say. It seems like a waste of time and money.
Well, it depends how long you've been locked down in the States and, and what city you are locked down in,
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you were locked down in like Rhode Island.
I have a hard time justifying flying all the way over here when Thailand and Southeast Asia are in the midst of the worst period of their pandemic in the whole time that this pandemic has been going on. I just don't see that it's the brightest move to make.
Bob, how's your foot, by the way?
My knee is much better. Thank you.
Your knee. Okay.
I figured it was, but you'd be telling me about it.
Yeah, well, it's fine until I make any sideways moves. Then it hurts for like 5 days.
You can't do that.
Yeah, right. I can't do that.
as the old joke said, it hurt. My arm hurts when I do this. Well, don't do that. So
But
Yeah.
now I want to go get Taco Bell.
Well, Bob, I'm going to just say one thing. Do you really want to go get Taco Bell, or is that the part of your stomach that says, "Oh, it's so good, I don't care, it's good for me"?
That's right. Wait a minute. My stomach never has that second conversation. It just says it's really good.
you know what?
Mine has it all the time now.
I have to hand it to Taco Bell. Where I remember when it first opened in Bangkok, and they had no beef tacos; it was only chicken. And the expats all raised holy hell about it and said, "How do you not have beef tacos?" And they added it to the menu. So they did listen.
Taco Bell is generally for a fast food restaurant, they're pretty quality. I mean, they got some good food and all that. I'm just not eating that shit right now.
Yeah, me neither.
The next shit food I'll eat, and sorry if Jono is listening because it's not really shit food, but the stuff that might be slightly unhealthy for me is pizza.
I haven't had pizza in a long time.
That's the next thing. Well, I'm not eating that kind of. I told you I haven't eaten any rice or pasta or noodles or starches. I haven't had any in about 6 weeks now. I had one Japanese sweet yam the other day, and it was fantastic. And I was like, oh my God, if you don't eat any potatoes or any like starches for a while, and then you have something like that, a Japanese sweet potato, which is awesome anyway, it's almost like a dessert. And I ate that, and I was like, this is so good. I was sitting there just going, I had to savor every bite.
Yeah, I mean, but it's great that you look thinner, you look healthier, so that's good.
Well, I feel better. It's not really, to be honest, I mean, I've lost weight, but it's my body has changed a bit. I've lost some fat and gained a bit of muscle.
All right, well, that's all great. That's all good stuff.
I'm not looking for a 360-degree change. A small change, small changes will be fine. And as long as I'm a little bit healthier, that's what I'm striving for. Just keep getting healthier.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm not going to McDonald's. I'm not going to Burger King. I'm not ordering any, cheeseburgers. All I'll have is I'll have some meatloaf. I'll throw some vegetables around it, throw it in the oven. Maybe I'll sprinkle a little Parmesan on there or something.
Even the street food, all you need to do is eat it without the rice. It's
some of it, and some of it has got a sweet sauce on it. Even the like mu ping, they put sugar in the sauce. So
no, it's true, but at least the rice is what's really can kill you.
Well, and the sugar. I don't want the sugar.
Yeah,
no, I've cut back on my fruit. I've cut back on all kinds of things just because. I don't want the sugar. I don't want that excessive sugar. If I don't know if you know this, but a mango has almost a whole day of sugar content in it.
I love mangoes.
One mango has almost what a male needs in sugar for one day, which is crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not processed sugar though, which is good.
No, but it still turns into sugar. Right. So. You have to watch it. If you were eating like, 2-3 mangoes a day, then I'd be saying, you shouldn't do that. But a mango once in a while is fine. Ping is good. I like joke. I like joke. I like Quitio. Although the Quitio lady across the street is no longer in business, I'm very bummed. She's no chicken Quitio anymore. So, anyway, listen, I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's time to go. Get out of here. Guys, I'm going to say, don't forget to click the like button, smash it, bang it, however you want to do it. But also, I'm going to say thank you to Pattaya Bob and also to Soy Dog Cowboy. Thank you for coming in and giving your words of wisdom and encouragement and enlightenment. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I don't know when I'll stream again because I just don't know. But thank you guys for coming in.
You're welcome. I'm gonna go have Taco Bell now.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Have fun at Taco Bell. Enjoy it. And Soy Dog Cowboy, take care of yourself. There you go. He's out of here. So thank you, everybody. Remember to click the like thing. Let me see if I can put that little doodad up again. The little ticker. Yeah, caress that like button and remember to subscribe. Don't forget, you can join the YouTube channel here. You can help me by joining. Get yourself a little membership. Get all kinds of little emotes and other kind of stuff. Or you can become a Patreon patron, or you could get a T-shirt. And I've got a bunch of T-shirts, and I'm in the process of making some new ones. I want some newer, more Thailandy type shirts. I want some, palm trees and beaches and, voluptuous women kind of T-shirts. So those should be coming in the next month or so. But everything's in the description. Thank you very much for watching. We had something like 85 people, 90 people in today's stream, which is okay, not bad. Can't complain. And other than that, I would say be safe, take it easy, and I'll talk to you guys later. So until next time, I am Scott. I'm an American. At least last I saw, I am Scott. I am an American in Bangkok. I'm going to turn on the music here. We're going to get out of here. Let's see here. I like this one, I think. I don't know. Let's see. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke the Leo. Jerk and my. That's good luck and see you later. Goose stream. Good stream. Thank you. All right, let me do my little thing here. There we go. All right, guys. See you later.